My name's Taylor Sappington. I'm a freshman at GW, just down the road. I'm here today as a representative of the youth, although not all of them would appreciate me talking for them. And I'm a citizen of the great state of Ohio, one of the states facing a union-busting, and I think he appreciates this title, far-right extremist governor, John Kasich. So, I don't know who I annoyed to have to follow such great speakers. I don't know if I can live up to that. But as a young person, what I have to say sounds sort of like a storybook. Not my favorite story, but it's actually what we have experienced over the last decade. Can you still hear me? Okay, sorry. I made my ears pop. I've lived a life in a society that is changing, transforming, more unequal than ever. Despite these changes, though, what's been most disturbing to me has been the events that have revealed our nation that is confused and toying with its moral standards. A nation with severely warped priorities. I first noticed this when I was younger. I didn't understand it at the time. It was when the previous administration, in my belief, lied about the Iraq War, and I watched the bombs fall. I've seen my nation attacked, something I thought would only happen in stories. And 3 years ago, the biggest impact on me, 3 years ago, I saw the president get on TV and cringe with worry as he said, and we learned, that our world was on the brink of collapse. In the time since, entire industries and governments have collapsed, and the fastest growing segment in our population has been the unemployed and the homeless. Millions have descended into poverty as the government proudly flew in to rescue the rich, the influential, and the powerful. I say throughout these events, and as we are finally experiencing now, we can see it and we're fighting back, our leadership has utterly failed. Many failed to act knowing the consequences, the moral consequences. And in my belief, our leaders have ditched justice in the name of profits and the name of nation building. Now we stand here today as we see blatant and obvious attacks on our citizens in Ohio and Wisconsin, my fellow citizens. And this is a new outcry and a new energy that we see here today gathering across every capital in the United States. But I'd like to distinguish something. We aren't rallied here today for an abstract cause. We're not here like most people for a star-studded politician coming up. We aren't here for cosmetic change. We gather here and today in nothing else than disgust. In an age of 24/7 media, we are forced to watch as powerful Republicans backed by billionaire friends, I guess we'd call them, scapegoat their people as they slyly remove taxes and regulation on only business. And that's exactly what this is. They may be afraid to say it across the country. Democrats may be afraid to say this. The president has been afraid to say this, but this is scapegoating. Wall Street collapses, and they blame the teachers. Deficits induced by tax cuts and war, and all of a sudden it's the firefighters' fault. This is not only a national shame, it is slander. It is slander against everyday Americans and their American dream. And the response from the far-right governors has been, we need smaller, more accountable government with high efficiency. They tell us, in the last 2 years, they've told us, we don't have the money to pay for firefighters and teachers. But you hear that? The United States, we're poor and broke. But this seems interesting to me because, and personally, I think this is bold talk to think we're that stupid. If we're so poor, why do profits number in the trillions? If we're so poor, sorry, I lost my spot. Why did we just cut taxes for the rich for the second time in a decade? And if we are so poor, how come these politicians who tell us we're poor can raise billions of dollars every election cycle? I call it a lie, maybe a trick. There's more money than ever, it's just it's all left the middle class. And to me, there's a difference between government accountability and union busting, and there's a difference between smaller government and a tax on the unemployed. And this is why we protest today. Can you hear us, Governor Walker, Governor Kasich?
Listen up.
You claim a mandate with your barely victorious election bids, but your people are in the streets screaming and yelling at you. Your mandate does not come from a late-night CNN projection. Your mandate comes when your people ask for your help and they require your assistance.
That's right.
But what do we do when the robber barons we need saving from are our leaders? We march, we protest, we yell, we scream, we occupy their office buildings whether they like it or not. And that's because they've made their intention known, and we know that they are dead set on middle class destruction. Whether they know that's what they're doing, it's what they're doing. And today we announce our opposition. In an ironic twist, Republican efforts to break us up have organized us better than in years before. Are you listening, Governor Walker? You have made a valiant attempt at throwing us under the bus, but today we mark the beginning of the end of your radical agenda. Your efforts have heartened the likes of my far-right Governor Kasich, but today it stops. The attitude is changing, the sea is shifting. Even their fellow party members, I have a state senator who's a Republican, he doesn't even like the idea. Jimmy Stewart, if you can hear me. So today we announce loud and clear that a strong middle class makes a strong America, and we the youth understand that, you guys understand that, and we're here to tell Governor Walker and Governor Kasich that it stops today.